Rebounding and physicality seem to be the words following this game.
Well, that's exactly right. Both of these teams, Iowa State, TJ Otzelberger telling his team yesterday that the key is going to be on the offensive glass.
They go inside. Jefferson will find an open player.
And Lipscomb starts in the man-to-man. It'll be interesting to see how they match up.
Momcilovic outside. Nice rebound. Pulled down by Heisey. And back to Jackson, where they got a lot of length and strength on that line. Lipsy sneaking through for two.
Trying to do too much. Turn and shoot before a double team could come. He gets it over the top of Lipsy.
And he's really good at that turnaround jump shot.
He certainly is, especially to that right shoulder.
Iowa State, fourth consecutive year in the NCAA tournament. 13-7 in the Big 12. Jones jabbing, stutter stepping, and getting the two.
Really be a problem. He gets steps inside the defense, and Momcilovic, he's been playing very well of late, as you mentioned, Stan.
Momcilovic knocks it.
Sure do. I mean, look, they've got to take care of the ball, and they've got to make threes, and then they're going to have to find some way to limit Iowa State down at this end, but that's not going to be easy.
5 threes made so far inside. They get it to go. Charlie Williams, who played at William & Mary, into Powell. Rebound clutched onto by Lipsy.
That's the second back cut where they've missed the layup. Williams missed one, Powell missed one. They can't afford
Jefferson. He's got 4.
And that may not have been a picture-perfect play, but it was a tremendous open shot, and that's just haven't made enough of them with the Bison.
They were 4 of their first 7, and now 1 of their last 10.
Jones, Jefferson, Kelderman, 3. Oh! Rockhurst College transfer, and he puts one down.
That's their first 3 since early in the game.
Oh, what a pass. Another great feed by a big man. That
ball, he'll see that on the film, I'm sure, when they go over this. When you have that mismatch down low in particular, you've got to have ball pressure and make the entry harder than what Heisey made it.
Is it a Jefferson to Jones? Long 3. Bullseye.
Momcilovic puts it on the floor and has it blocked. It was Cato who rejected it. Kelderman gets a piece of the paint. Got to get something at the basket. Jones fires and hits.
These guys play with no conscience. Open, let it fly.
Lob here, Chatfield off the glass and in. More urgency. One of the things Kevin Young talked about was how during the season when they went through a really tough stretch, he wrote one thing on the board in red marker: find solutions. And that is the mentality that he brings constantly. Stop complaining and find solutions. Man, got 11.
The beauty of this Iowa State offense right now is they've got Jefferson to be the playmaker, but they can always put it in Jones's hands.
Jefferson inside, kick out, Jones wide open. Holy.
His body like that.
Last season averaged 11 points a game. This year at 17 a game. And Jones kick out, Momcilovic swings to Heisey and they turn it over. And BYU turns it right back over. Inside, Jackson going to work, and 1. This
there. It's a good crew. They're going to miss a few, just like we miss a few.
Kip Kissinger, Brent Smith, Brooks Wells, our officiating crew. Feed inside, Chatfield, score it.
Don't get into a rhythm offensively.
Thomas, who replaced Skillings as it started at the beginning of February. Tied up 2 apiece. Momcilovic back to Jefferson. They look to isolate Jackson. Momcilovic got it. James to the corner, wide open. Dede Thomas. Jefferson uses the screen. Good pass up and under, and Heisey.
Out of Orofino, Idaho. I haven't checked Google. I have no idea where it is. But I know it's a small town.
TJ Otzelberger loves what he provides on offense. He says sometimes he'll look at his stat sheet and he'll say this guy's good because of the amount of points he puts up. He said for Chatfield, the difference, he just makes everyone on the court better.
Well, they scouted him out. That one from the corner.
He's made 3 so far, but a lot of it is just a sophomore with growing confidence.
Lipsy straight out 3. Got it. Adductor type area.
If you're Cincinnati right now, I'd go to some trapping and pressing and make this team handle the ball without their point guard.
From the left side, and Heisey makes him.
Kind of like the trophy. You know, you're looking out at the trophy, looking at the lapping today. Heisey left alone and buries the 3. And a technical foul has been assessed to Heisey.
It was really special for them. So great way to end. They had the 3rd youngest team in the country this year.
Congratulations to Pete Lapis and NJIT as Heisey lays it in transition.
Lewis inside. Townsend had it for a moment. And eventually Gilbert picks it up. Gilbert will try and hit Keyshawn Gilbert.
To the paint, but playing off 2 feet. Didn't get too deep. Some that makes a nice little cut right there.
Chilovich has Brantley on his hip, has the size advantage, is backing him into the lane, knocked him down. They both fell down. Play on as Jefferson refeeds on Chilovich, and he drains them.
Through the course of the game, as long as those are contested, you're ultimately going to be okay with that. I mean, most of the time he's going to hurt you with his back to the basket.
He doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but he's close to 50%. Actually, he is now 13 of 26 on the season. Pokes have their largest lead of the game, and Lipsy responds and cuts that points so far in the second half have come from the foul line, all 4. They have attempted 17 free throws, though, and hit 14 of them. That's a 3 from the corner. There's one of those pieces that they're here to play, Brendan. But Iowa State has never led in this game, and right now down 13.
You got to show patience here, get matchups that you like. Great ball movement there.
Heisey knocks it down. Who drives and lays it in and scores, and that's what the Cowboys do well, kind of scoring in that transition game.
Yeah, that was really good spacing. And Dean just let the play develop, didn't drive it and get too deep, allowed Thompson time to run that lane.
Now Newman has gone down after a collision with Heisey, and that gives them numbers. And with the ball movement.
Perfectly so. Cougars up 5. With the ball, Cade Kelderman. He's going to get some minutes because of the absence of Jones and Gilbert. Kelderman, number 13, a preferred walk-on, has played very, very little this year. The 3 will go down.
Xavier Francis just took that right out of the air, and he did such a good job to switch off.
Roberts spinning, couldn't finish. Jefferson the rebound. And here is Kelderman. TJ Otzelberger very confident about putting Kelderman into the game. He's normally the point guard on the scout team. And he said he's just got to knack, Jay, getting him organized, communicating well. Jefferson. What a pass! A no-look behind the back bounce. Uzan and Francis both missed a lot of time in the preseason. They had a game against Auburn very early in the season. And he said, we know they're really good. As Momcilovic laid in 7-point game. But
great individual plays, and most of those individual plays have come from L.J. Pryor.
They've only got 6 assists in the game to 15 turnovers. Over the top, Chatfield. Surrounded and scores anyways.
You know Pryor's going to be looking to take Heisey.
Left it short. Boy, he got a good look by stopping on a dime, but couldn't knock it down.
Yeah, how do you stop as a defender there, put pressure on that when you're going 1,000 miles an hour?
Jefferson the kick. Heisey's open and hits it. And it's a 1-point game. 16-point lead. The Cyclones got it down to 1 at one point, had a shot to tie it on the next possession, and still are right there with almost 7 minutes to go.
And Deshaun Jackson back in the game with those 4 fouls.
Jefferson to the cutting Heisey.
Boy, we talked about Nate Heisey being...
Lead stays 6 for Iowa State as we approach 14 minutes to go in this first half. Lipsy off a Heisey screen, kicks it over to Jefferson. Full head of steam. Back to Lipsy in the corner. Baseline J. Good. AJ. You talk about these guards, it's just a complete buy-in. You know, the commitment, not just on the offensive end, but the defensive end. And then for the opposition, it's just so darn difficult to replicate and in practice to prepare you for the physicality that Iowa State unleashes. Colorado switching up their D look. Extra pass inside. Jefferson so good at that.
I'm going to be out there this weekend. I might see if he'll bring that thing to shoot around. And
1 minute remaining. That'd be a good open. Have that thing crawling on your arm to start the broadcast. There's a 3 on Shilovich.
At least the expansion adding the former Big 12 members. Houston leading the way as the Cougars did a year ago, winning the regular season by 2 games last year. They're ahead by multiple games now, still in contention for a win.
James and Day-Day Thomas are mid-range demons.
Kind of a lost art.
Well, and it's a shot that the analytics tell you that you're willing to live with, but those two shoot it at such a high percentage, and they're not as good finishing at the basket, Roxy.
At the basket, Deshaun Jackson finishes. And Iowa State has won their last 2 after they dropped 3 in a row. And that one rattles out for Simas Lukosius. Cincinnati now 5 for 12 from 3. Attacking the basket, the lane. Transition.
UCF has played the top teams really well this year. They lost by just 1 to Houston, by just 4 to Kansas. Now they trail. Their lead has 8. Now Jones, transition 3, maybe rushed it. Loose ball, who wants it? Heisey's got it.
Nate Heisey just makes winning plays, doesn't he? I mean, this guy, he knows what he's out there for. Offensive rebounds, steals. He's the kind of teammate you like to play with, man, honestly.
Gilbert for 3. Yes, sir. Was from Mikey Williams has 10.
It's come to play. Plain and simple. The kid has come to play extremely clean. He's not overthinking it. He's just being a basketball player.
Lipsy's got a mismatch with Chom guarding him.
Set of mismatches inside. You got Joshua Jefferson being defended by Williams. Good pass.
Heisey, 3 from the wing. Her first year in the Big 12.
Some quality wins. Started the season. Darius Johnson can't convert.
And look at this. Up ahead, the leak out. Gilbert an easy 2.
There'll be no third opportunity. And when you're playing TCU, that's the type of style you're going to have to play. They're physical and tough inside as well. Get it down low to Jack. From Uday into Biggs and punching those guys on the front line. Trying to beat the Iowa State front line guys down the floor. Try to get a couple easy baskets. If you don't get lobs, you get seals and post-ups. And that time they were rewarded with an easy lob.
Jefferson for Chatfield.
Down 3s.
Yes.
They're 0 for 5 from 3.
Yeah, he'll be back soon. Sooner than later. His cast is off. He's working out. Could see him as early as this weekend, next week.
Lipsy feeds Jefferson. Out to Gilbert. And he buries it. He should. Back cut, Lipsy inside, puts it home, contact, and puts it in.
Good fortune right there. Good job by Griffin. Johnny on the spot.
KJ Adams now a 1,000 point scorer, 1,001 points in his career. The kid from Austin. Inside, good look. Jack. Welcome those of you just joining us to Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa, with Jess Settles and our ESPN crew.
Team fast break points, and that was the #1 key for Coach Deng. Hey, we can't turn it over, which leads to pick sixes and easy baskets in transition.
They handle the press, then Joshua Jefferson ran into Brandon Chatfield. And a three!
From Australia, the Cats are 9-1 since they put him into the starting lineup.
Yeah, he's coming off a 20-point performance against Colorado on Saturday. Their best shooter.
Good ball movement. This time Lipsy knocks it down. Cyclones and the Wildcats. Gilbert looking for space. The bigger Townsend on him. Lipsy feed inside. Joshua Jefferson.
He's got a mismatch. Nice look.
Good look inside. And Lewis hesitates. Now looking for space. Gilbert knocked it away for a second. And now they knock it away. And back the other way. It's Lipsy. Off the glass. And one. Taman. 62-60. Wildcats on top. Jones. Oh, great look by Jefferson as he found him.
Perimeter defender. He will match up against the other team's best perimeter player.
He gets both ends of the free throw line, and we have a tie ball game. 8:35 to go. Jones, deep three. That one was from downtown. And now more full court pressure from Bobby Hurley.
Dangerous pass.
Very dangerous. Gilbert back on the floor. He has 4 fouls. Jefferson leaves it for Watson. Gives Iowa State back the lead. Freeman, no. Watson, another, or that's Jefferson with the rebound. Gilbert with a huge triple.
Love your coach and the staff and the community, and you're getting the minutes you want. You're taking a risk when you move somewhere else. The grass is obviously not always greener. It's nice to see him stick around. He leads the Big 12 in steals, and he's drilled 5 out of his last 13 threes.
Izzy, the UNI transfer, and this is a guy they want. Gilbert will get a double screen. Let's see what side he picks. He goes left. He shoots it up. No. Jefferson the rebound. Bounces it to Watson at the buzzer, and an exclamation point with that mid-range shot.
He is not shy. He gets a look. He's putting it up. Tell you what, as well as Iowa State has played in this game, the Knights hanging around.
Now UCF for the first time with the trap. Iowa State handles it nicely, and the little bunny for Jones. This crowd on their feet. They can take over a game, can't they, when they get dialed in? You just sit back and listen and enjoy the experience. It's like the crowd back in Orlando. Gilbert with 7 on the shot clock.
See, Heisey's got to take that shot. You've got to take this shot, Heisey.
Fires it up, and that one had to feel like a three-spot all-time tonight at Iowa State in career steals. Passing Justice Thigpen. Iowa State improved to 6-1 in Big 12 action. UCF to 3-4 as you see the contact underneath in the goal.
Cyclones 0 for 3, 3 turnovers on their first 6 possessions. Jones still no. Nice rebound by Jefferson. He's got an advantage. Hands off to his running mate Jackson for their first bucket.
Yeah, with his athleticism, you always felt like he should be a more productive rebounder. And over the last 3, he has really lived up to exactly what you think he should be.
Free throws bring KU back within a point, but not for long. Per game, a nice drive and a finish at the other end by Rylan Griffin, the 6'6 junior who transferred in from Alabama.
Where the ball is moving for Kansas. This is a tough team to make passes against. Great pass.
Again, it's Jefferson. 10 on the shot clock, and Keyshawn Gilbert to inbound for the Cyclones. Got to get it in, and he does to Jefferson. Lipsy hits it.
2 guys on the court. He's a go-to guy. Game high 23 for Jones. Make it 26.
Passed with a lot of runouts off their defense.
TJ Otzelberger has the Cyclones at 11-1 and 1-0. They have won 8 straight. Jefferson.
Nice post up for him.
He does a lot of things well.
So does this kid. Milan. Sullivan. Aggressive.
2 premier backcourts. Edgecombe straight on. Jackson with the rebound.
Both teams do a great job negating fast break opportunities.
Deshaun Gilbert in that backcourt with Taman Lipsey.
There's that matchup, forcing a deep shot. How about this kid?
6 of 24 from the field. And they haven't scored in over 2 minutes.
Wright's going to come in too, light it up a little bit. They need some outside. This nice cut and a bounce pass. Big time. That's what makes dropping it. Big time.
Scott Drew's playing with a short bench, just 2 men off the bench. And he's got some foul issues. And I'm sure he has had to get creative at halftime.
This is the guy's got to get more touches, Jefferson, particularly inside.
Lipsey did not score in that first half.
There you go.
A little high-low. Jackson turning and scoring.
Too powerful inside. That's it. Put your mark on the game a little bit, big fella.
He's got 6. He's the only guy in uniform that's played in this building for Baylor. Langston Love has, but remember, Love's not on the trip. He's out with Celestine. 2 big bench pieces for the Bears.
Got the automatic switch, but can they get it in?
Tough. Lipsey's first points.
And someone have they done it, but on a make. 3/4 court. Soft pressure.
Chatfield in the game right now. Jefferson.
Got to stay at home because he's such a good passer.
He's got the size.
There he is.
Lipsey 3.
Great read. Great read by
Right. Hashimoto. And this is a good old-fashioned Big 12 thumping.
Yeah, it is. Almost like it was a matter of time.
And again, Baylor without their top bench guys, Langston Love and Jalen Celestine. I know Wright comes off the bench. He's more like a 6th starter. Good. Nice. Good stuff. Heisey. Full house here on a brutally cold day in Ames. You know, they have enjoyed themselves. The reunion was great at halftime. And the first and second half, the Cyclones have dominated.
I'm really happy for Larry Eustachy to come back here and get that kind of applause. You alluded to it.
Because he was hurt with a knee injury towards the end of last year. He's been a terrific pickup.
That's a live ball turnover, and that's a bucket. Here in the Big 12 opener on their home floor, where they have won 24 of the last 25 games. Jones off a curl cut, nicely done, and Iowa
away by Hobbs. Yeah, the zone has changed the game a little bit here for Morgan State, but they can't do that coming down. Lipsey with the steal. Lipsey to Heisey, over to Jefferson. Jefferson back to Lipsey, up and good. Great drive and almost a no-look pass by the
4th dime of the afternoon. Thomas again, no good. Loose ball picked up by Momcilovic. Wieland's been silent today. Try to get him going. Down low, Lipsey.
Joshua Jefferson, not only just get it up top and in bad passes, they have no problems doing that. And again, we talk about versatility. Iowa State has that with their bigs.
Lipsey to Jefferson. Shot fake, kicks it. Jackson with the slam.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny on
break. White down the lane, the floater short. Jefferson with the board.
Omaha is fearless. They've been tested at a very high level.
Jefferson dumps it off to Jackson. Jackson off the glove. Fouls, by the way, for the Cyclones. Heisey floats in midair. Tough shot. Chatfield comes down with it. Another offensive rebound for the Cyclones. Jefferson in a forest of Mavericks kicks it out. Lipsey the drive goes over Chatfield and goes off the window.
Speed and how they get the call right.
Maybe you could call Ken Pomeroy and see if he'll do that.
I think we could.
You've got his number. I know.
No, I don't actually.
Oh,
I think you do, though.
it's possible.
Deflection by Glover. Glover nearly able to chase it down. Instead, it's Gilbert attacking in the half court. Jefferson cross-court pass. Momcilovic, let it fly.
Passing, going side to side. Iowa State likes to freeze you on one side of the floor.
And a great second half despite that loss in Ann Arbor.
Ooh, he steps, I thought.
And that's what the Iowa fans felt as well. But and at the half, Iowa has a 7-point lead.
Let the studs touch it inside a little bit, and the dribble drive from the perimeter. There's a nice little double early. Good things happen when he gets in here. This is what I love about him when he bounces. Good find.
That's up Lipsy for three, and a good start here for Iowa State. It's 3 games. Josh Dixie has been a weapon. Dealt with a right wrist injury earlier in the year. Missed the game against Ryder.
Nice pass. So solid, Jefferson.
Corner.
Just a little tardy on the closeout.
Sanford now with 10.
Here he goes. What are you going to do? Stunt? If he overhelp, that's what's going to happen.
No look, bounce pass again, sets up Jackson. Students don't like the call, but it stays with Iowa State.
Same play, they read it a little bit better.
Heisey for 3.
How about that? Watch him get to the rim, too, if there's a miss. Nice block.
Freeman on the block.
Look at the hustle.
And Lipsy ran it down.
So tough. Tough-minded.
Another opportunity for Iowa State to take its first lead.
Anything loose. So aggressive.
Jefferson slipped it. Heisey and the Cyclones take the lead.
His 6th assist.
Jefferson kept his foot down. Jones for another big 3. Davis Jones.
Evo Wilson for Jackson State. We're underway as Iowa State wins the tip. Starters for the Cyclones: Lipsy, Gilbert, Jefferson, Momcilovic, and Jackson. Keyshawn Gilbert to Taman Lipsy. Lipsy back to Gilbert. Iowa State swinging the ball around. Great start as Jackson. Really impressive freshman.
No doubt. The guy we talked about in the pregame, and comes out, hits a 3 and a big 3 just to calm their nerves a little bit after the 7-0 start.
Jackson, great touch. Huber to Wilson. It's knocked away, stolen by Jefferson. Here's Keyshawn Gilbert. Gilbert, what a finish.
Man, just to go on the clock, you're living with it.
And Jefferson clears again. Deshaun Jackson, 12 for his last 16 from the field. Make it 13 for his last. Misses the chance to complete the 3-point play. It's a 12-point Cyclones lead coming up on 3 minutes to go. They go inside out. Heisey!
It was a great pass by Hammond because he passed away from the defense. Gilbert using the screen, keeps the dribble alive. Now has to pick it up, finds Momcilovic. Jefferson one-on-one with Malone. Now the double. Shot clock at 1. And it's banked in by Mon.
3 of those in the loss to the Tar Heels last night.
Expect to see Enoch Cheeks be a little more aggressive in this game. He allowed his teammates to get him involved yesterday. He has to do more on his own to make himself have more of an impact on the game.
Good ball movement. Gilbert surveying the floor, picks up the dribble with 5 seconds. They get it into Jackson again, and so far it is the
Santos had any contact on that one.
Jackson, the hard drive, picks up the dribble, and they repost him. Turns into a double team. It came over years, 1 at Butler, 3 at St. John's prior to matriculating to Dayton. What a catch there by Jackson, and then everybody cleared. And the drive here, right of the lane by Denver Jones, off the mark. Cyclones looking to push, and that one gets wiped off the glass, but they're going to call a goaltend, and so in all of college basketball.
But a different year for Janai Broome. He actually starts at the 4 now, was a center the majority of his career, but now playing the 4 with Dylan Caldwell at the 5 spot. Janai talked about the role, how different it was for him on the defensive end.
Meanwhile, Deshaun Jackson.
There's a 5 out trying to drag the bigs out.
Zelinka's his 3 off the mark. And Jackson will control the board.
And that's just a great job on the closeout there, not giving him any open look.
Iowa State will reset, looking to go inside to Jefferson, using that height advantage. Here's Momcilovic. Momcilovic to Dukovic and Garner. As IU Indy able to get a basket out of Keenan Garner, the Horizon League freshman of the week, trying to stem the tide.
Well, Jaguars offensively just can't. What a great look right there.
Kick out to Craig. Now to Walker. And Lipsy will run it ahead. Taman to the right. As they come in for Good and Brown. Jefferson, the dump down to Jackson on the right block. What a power move.
Number 4 in the country a year ago in points allowed per game, 61.5. Steal by Jefferson. Jefferson pitches it in deep to Gilbert, and the side